Should your mattress be connected to the internet? Today on The Hookup, we're going to take a look at the 8 Sleep Pod Pro and figure out if it can live up to its nearly $3,000 price tag and the fact that you have to connect your mattress to the internet. Fair warning, this video is probably going to be really different from the other reviews of the 8 Sleep Pod Pro that you can find on YouTube, which are mostly done by mattress experts and mattress-specific channels. But if you've never heard of them before, 8 Sleep's two main products are the Pod Pro and Pod Pro Cover. The Pod Pro is a full mattress solution with a foam blend base and zip-on topper, and the zip-on topper contains thin networks of tubes that are used to pump heated or cooled water throughout it to regulate your temperature at night. The temperature can be customized on each side of the bed, and in my testing, putting one side to max heat and the other side to max cool produced more than a 25-degree difference, which is pretty impressive. The Pod Pro cover is the exact same thing, but you'll provide your own mattress. I'll talk more about the features of these mattresses later on in the video, but I want to start by talking about the idea of connecting your mattress to the internet, a phrase that would have been complete nonsense 10 years ago and still seems a little bit ridiculous. The 8 Sleep Pod Pro had a lot to overcome to win me over. Not only am I big on locally controlled, cloud-free products, which the 8 Sleep is not, but I'm also a terrible sleeper. I'm going to do my best to keep positive in this review because it's been more than 20 years since I've had the quality of sleep that I'm getting on this mattress, and I ultimately support the type of data collection that 8 Sleep is doing. But we do need to talk about some very questionable decisions that 8 Sleep made in the implementation of their smart platform. And while they've improved significantly over the course of the last 2 years, they've still got a ways to go. Let's start out with some history. When I first heard about the original 8 Sleep Pod in 2018, I just about spit out my drink when I heard that their mattress came with a monthly fee. A monthly fee for a mattress. I'm happy to report that in 2021 the fees are gone, but for how long? You see, 8 Sleep has designed their mattress to be a pure IoT device, meaning the mattress and its base station communicate directly with the 8 Sleep cloud, and if I want to change a setting or view my sleep score, I go to the app, which also communicates with the 8 cloud, and never directly with the mattress or its base station. But why, and at what cost? Back in September 2020, Home Assistant's creator and lead developer posted this insightful guide about ongoing cloud costs in IoT, where he lays out the 3 main ways that a company can pay for its cloud infrastructure. The first way is perhaps the most obvious, where the infrastructure costs are passed on directly to the customer as monthly fees. This is usually the least desirable from an end user standpoint and causes the most pushback. Worse yet, if the user base declines, these subscription fees still may not be enough to cover the cost of the cloud, leading to server shutdown and product obsolescence. Second, the cost of maintaining the cloud might be built into the product. The problem with this is the longer that you own a working device, the less you're helping pay for the cost of the cloud, leaving the company with a few different options. Number one, they can either hope that their product dominates the market and continues enough sales to keep their cloud going, or they can rely on planned obsolescence, where your device is designed to fail after a specific period of time, so you need to buy a new one. It's worth noting that even though the foam on the 8 Sleep mattress has a 10-year warranty, the topper and base station, the parts that could actually break, only have a 2-year warranty, which doesn't instill a whole lot of confidence. The last option is to pay for the cloud infrastructure by selling user data or making partnerships with companies to advertise within the 8 app, possibly individualized by using your personal data. This strategy is preferred by some users who remain ignorant to the dangers of this type of data collection and this kind of manipulation, and is absolutely despised by others, including myself. If you've ever heard the phrase, if the product you're using is free, then you are the product, this is the strategy that they're referring to. But here's an important question that has to be asked. Is there ever a good reason for companies to collect data about you? And my views on that subject are much more liberal. Collecting data has always been important in science and technology, and machine learning has made it even more important. Not only has technology made data easier to collect and share, but the impact of that data is even more meaningful now that computers can find correlations buried within billions of data points. Previously, to gather information about sleep, study participants would have to volunteer to sleep in a foreign bed in an expensive lab with lots of sensors hooked to them, which, while definitely helpful, adds a significant amount of confounding variables to the data that's being collected. However, by putting sensors in consumer devices inside tens of thousands of households, the possibility exists to collect more sleep data in a week than humanity has in the previous 50 years of research. Unfortunately, I think lots of people get hung up on data collection as if there's always some evil plot to manipulate your thoughts and buying habits. But data collection doesn't have to be bad. When I spoke to the marketing manager from 8 Sleep on the phone, he really convinced me that 8 Sleep is on the right path. He said that 8 Sleep has two big goals. One immediate goal is to do something called sleep compression, which basically means sleeping more in less time, or increasing the effectiveness of your sleep by targeting different sleep stages. The 8 Sleep Pod Pro is packed with sensors to monitor your sleep progress, and the aim is to figure out how to modify your sleeping environment to direct you from a less effective sleep stage into a better one. Their longer-term goal was to use the sensors and data to help diagnose health problems before they even happen. Basically turning your mattress into one of those medical pods from science fiction movies, only on a much more limited scale. Still, a device where you lay still for 6 to 10 hours per day can do a lot of data collection. And in a world where big data and machine learning are advancing every day, the concept of finding correlations between your sleep patterns and various illnesses is not all that far-fetched. Are you seeing where all this is going? The 8 Sleep needs to be a cloud device because they need to collect your data. If you didn't need to connect your 8 Sleep to the internet for it to function, you probably wouldn't. And then all of that data becomes unavailable to them. Does rapidly reducing a person's temperature by a few degrees move them from light sleep into REM? What percentage of the population does it work for? Is it more effective for some specific demographic based on height, weight, race, time of night? 8 Sleep needs this data not only for the Pod Pro to work better for you, but also to give themselves a competitive advantage in the market that's already really saturated. You probably won't be surprised to hear that the 8 Sleep Pod can't currently diagnose any diseases, and the statistics that it gives you are blanketed with warnings about how all people are different and that your statistics can't be generalized to any standard range. At least not yet. But the data collected directly from the mattress and a major part of the 8 Sleep app focuses on you giving your feedback. You have to help it help you. It will ask you questions about your last sleep session, like was the temperature too hot during your REM cycle, which I honestly found pretty impossible to answer since, I was asleep. But I'll continue to do the best that I can. The more data that they get, the better the 8 will be at not only helping me get to sleep, but every other 8 Sleep customer will also benefit. But let's be honest, you don't want to pay $3,000 for something that might work in the future. So the big question is, does it work right now? And for me, the answer is yes. Without going into too much detail about my problems, I am not a good sleeper, and I haven't been for more than 20 years. For whatever reason, I have poor circulation in my feet, and when they get cold, they are physically incapable of warming themselves back up. My solution to this problem in the past has been electric heating blankets that I've automated in various ways, and overall the solution worked pretty well, other than the fact that they constantly need to be positioned into the perfect place. So I found myself fiddling with them almost every night. Lots of people are hot sleepers and will use the 8 Sleep Pod to cool them down at night, which it can definitely do. But my temperature curve, which the 8 Sleep calls the autopilot, is always set to positive temperatures. When I did my initial setup, the app told me that people like me fall asleep best at +0 temperature and then -1 during the night. And in the interest of science, I decided to give it a shot, and I barely slept at all that night, feeling like I was freezing to death. But now that I've got it dialed into my personal curve, I literally haven't slept this well in 20 years. As I said, I've also answered a lot of questions in the app about how I slept and who I am, so maybe the next time a person like me loads up the 8 Sleep app, it won't try to freeze them to death on their first night. Okay, enough about me. Let's take a closer look at the mattress. It's got a base station that's filled with water and some hydrogen peroxide to kill any bad stuff, and an umbilical cord that connects the topper to the main unit. The main unit obviously has a pump and some equipment to heat and cool the water, but it's nearly silent, and I've never heard it over the sound of our fan.
This is the sound of the 8 Sleep set to maximum cool temperature.
As I mentioned before, the mattress can be set to arbitrary temperature units of -10 to +10. And I've seen other reviews mention that the mattress can go as low as 55 degrees Fahrenheit and as high as 110 degrees. I wasn't able to achieve those extremes in my testing, but I can confirm that setting the temperature to -10 would be what I classify as way too cold, and +10 is my insides are cooking. So I'm not sure that the actual numbers matter all that much. As I mentioned, throughout the night your mattress can change its temperature to modify your sleep patterns, but it also has a scheduling feature to allow you to always have the bed ready for you at your daily bedtime. There are 4 temperature stages defined in the 8 Sleep's autopilot curve. The first is your initial temperature, or what you want the bed to feel like when you first get in. The second is your deep sleep, which is generally the first stage of sleep that you fall into at the beginning of the night. And then after that is your REM temperature. With autopilot enabled, the 8 Sleep will tweak these values using your data to provide you with the best night's sleep. If you don't want it to do that, you can set it to manual mode and define your own temperatures. The last temperature that you can set is your wake-up temperature. For me, a gradual heating of the bed in the morning will wake me up naturally. It's a weird subconscious thing, and having the 8 sleep for about 2 months now, I've pretty much forgotten that it's even a setting. And I just wake up naturally around the same time every day without any traditional alarm, just from a few degrees of temperature variation in the mattress. There's also the option to have your side of the mattress vibrate either lightly or violently, but I found even the lightest vibration to be pretty jarring, and it wasn't necessary for me. If you do have trouble waking up in the morning, I can pretty much guarantee that you will not sleep through this setting. My only gripe about the wake-up temperature is that it tends to wake me up too early. Both my wife and I agreed that we had to set the wake-up time at least 15 minutes after we actually wanted to wake up, because the warming is too effective. And that leads me to my next gripe. As a home automation guy, I naturally wanted to use some of the data collected by the smart mattress in automations for my home. Unfortunately, 8 Sleep hasn't made it easy to use this data in any meaningful way. There's an Amazon Echo skill where you can ask your devices to read your sleep report and turn on the sleep pod's heating or cooling, but it can't be used with routines, so there's no way to automate those functions. 8 Sleep also has an IFT channel, but the only actions available are to set the temperature, turn the warming on or off, or turn off the alarm. And the only triggers are pressing a button in the app and using the 8 Sleep's wake-up alarm. Things like sleep stage and most importantly bed occupancy aren't available in any of those integrations. And last, even though the main way that you interact with the sleep pod is through the iOS app, there's no option to sync the iOS sleep schedule with the 8 app or vice versa. And there's no HomeKit functionality for the 8 Sleep Pro at all. For more advanced automators, there is a Home Assistant integration that uses cloud polling to get things like sleep stage, sleep score, bed temperature, and bed status, but unfortunately the most obviously useful metric to me, bed presence, doesn't seem to work and updates extremely slowly, if at all. Again, these aren't deal breakers, and hopefully these are things that can be fixed via software updates, but in my opinion they are huge oversights for such a tech-savvy company. So what do you think? Is the 8 Sleep Pod Pro worth $3,000? If you compare it to a high-end mattress like one from Casper, you could end up spending well over $2,000 for just a mattress without any smart functionality. So maybe we should ask the question, is the 8 Sleep Pod Pro worth an extra $1,000 more than a standard mattress? And to answer that, you have to ask yourself a few questions. First, is temperature control negatively affecting your sleep? If so, I can attest to the fact that the 8 Sleep Pod Pro has alleviated all of my temperature issues without all the fiddling that I needed to do with the nighttime heat pad. Furthermore, you need to ask yourself if you're okay with the possibility of that smart functionality just completely disappearing. 8 Sleep doesn't seem like they're going out of business, but if they do and their cloud shuts down, your mattress will lose 100% of its smart functionality, since everything is done with the app, and the app requires a cloud connection. I personally believe in and respect what 8 is trying to do to revolutionize sleep science, and I'm glad to do my part to contribute data to the swarm. But if you are a privacy at any cost kind of person, you should steer clear of the 8 Sleep Pod Pro. And I do wish they had a local control option just for the event that their cloud goes down. 8 Sleep did provide me with this mattress for the purpose of the review, but no other money changed hands and they didn't have any editorial input in the video. If this video is helpful for you to decide whether the 8 Sleep Pod Pro is right for you, there's a referral link and a discount code in the description to get $100 off your purchase while supporting my channel. Thank you so much to my awesome patrons over at Patreon for your continued support, and if you're interested in supporting my channel, please check out the links down in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button and consider subscribing, and as always, thanks for watching The Hookup.